Get your RC in gear. Let's race. Hi guys, welcome back to Fat Boys RC. We're going to be jumping into the Core RC 25 turn motor today. For your enjoyment, keep watching. Hi guys, welcome back to Fat Boys RC. How's it going on out there in the real world? It's Thursday again, and if you've been watching, you know Thursday's my favourite day because it's mini racing day. Now I've been racing the Kamtec Mini now for about a year or so, and I'm still bloody useless, but I'm enjoying it. Now, I've been running the brushed setup, and we run down at Medway RC Raceway. You're on the 21-turn brush with nickel metal hydride. We run the 35-turn brush with 2S LiPo. We run the 25.5 and the 30.5-turn brushless motors with 2S LiPo. And those are the guys that win, mainly because they're better drivers, but also because their cars are faster and set up more professionally. They do things like setting tow and mechanics through the size and everything. Anyway, so I've decided, after a very, very hot week last week, when you look here, the end flow on my motor's gone a bit up the thing. If you smell it, it smells like someone's had a barbecue. My lovely Core RC 35-turn motor has finally seen its day. So I thought it would be a good time to go brushless. So what do you think? Should I go brushless? Of course I should go brushless because you want to see it go brushless. They're on the market today. There are a few 25.5-turn brushless motors available you can get. You want to get a censored one to give you that nice linear flow through the corners, get good acceleration, good slowdown, good drag brake, good everything. Right, the industry standard is the Hobbywing. Obviously, Hobbywing quick run just stock, 25.5-turn. Everyone goes out and buys the Hobbywing. It's an industry nothing. That being said, it wasn't designed for mini racing. It is just a 25.5-turn brushless motor that happens to be good buy. Then, of course, you had the Surpass hobby motors, which come under many different badges. Many of the manufacturers around the UK are Surpass models with their badge on them. We had the 30.5-turn back cave imposter, which is basically a Surpass model, and we also have a 25.5-turn. Now, these are seen as the budget entry-level type of motors. They work very, very well, but have not seen to be like the quality. So what did I want to do? I want to be a little bit different. I have gone for a motor that has been specifically designed for running with the 1/12 mini racing strategy, things like that. I have gone for this lovely nondescript white box. This, my friends, is the Core RC 25.5-turn censored series motor. And straight away when you get this out of the box, you can feel it's got a nice little bit of weight to it. It's very, very well built. It's got a decent ventilation slot on the bottom. Now, it's been made with some very high-class engineering, good bearings. It's got a 12.5 millimeter rotor. It's very, very well. It's not designed as a throwaway. It's designed as something you can service. So you can actually fix this. Now, the benefits of a brushless motor over a brush motor, obviously the brush motor is seen as slower, although not always. The brush motors are more susceptible to heat. So over a period of time, they wear. So the actual brushes wear inside them and the stator wears inside them, and they start to peak off, and as the battery starts to wear down, they slow down and that kind of stuff. If you get a brushless motor, they run a lot cooler, a lot more efficiently, probably a lot more reliably as well. So you're probably better off with the 25.5-turn brushless motor. Now this is a 540 casing, so this will fit directly into my little Mini. Right, so let's have a look at the Mini. Now, I am still using my original Kamtec Racer Mini. I have done some upgrades on it that the standard guys do little camber shims in there. I've got the steering stiffener across there, and I've got some weight in there to give it a slightly stiffer feel and a bit more ground hold. It's a lovely picture at the bottom, of course, because I'm a tart. Right, so in the past, I've run the Core RC 35-turn with the Hobbywing 1080 ESC. The 1080 is a bit more controllable than the 1060. 1060's got no programming, a 1080 has. That being said, it's time to move on. So what have I gone with? I've gone with what is known as the industry standard ESC for these things, which is the Hobbywing XR10 ESC, brushless ESC, fully censored. Hobbywing is very reliable. It's known as basically the industry standard blinky ESC. Now this will tie up very, very well with my core RC motor. Now, the thing I like about the brushless motors, obviously, the ESCs are marked up underneath with the A, B and C. The motors are marked with the A, B and C. Make sure you follow, otherwise you could blow it sky high. You probably won't be good. That is not a key for you to go out and actually test that. All right, you do this properly. So I've soldered some wires on here for my ESC. I'm going to solder directly to the motor. Now we do this for a bit more continuity of power flow. We haven't got little bayonets that are going to separate when we're racing. So it's another one of those step-up things you do when you move on to brushless. So without further ado, I shall get the soldering iron out and I shall get this soldered up. If it looks any good, I'll even show you the solder, but I'm not very good at it. But hey ho, hopefully you're like me out there, you're just a normal guy. You're not very good at it either, but there's no shame with that. As long as it makes contact and you're practicing and you're doing it yourself, you're enjoying the hobby. So let's have a look. Right, so here we have our motor. Here we have our contacts. So of course here we've got a nice little squatty little bud there. So what I'm going to do is get some flux. Get this from most places. This is just the stuff from AliExpress. You get a bit of flux, you put it onto your contacts. Now the idea of the flux, if you spread it on there, is to attract the solder. So as it gets hot, it sort of sucks the solder in. So get that nice and fluxed up. So everything, I'm going to make a complete flux up of it. All right, I had to do it. Right, so you've got some flux on there. And you want to get some flux on your wire. Make sure your wires are nice and tight. A little bit of fluxy poos on there. That's going to attract our solder in for tinning up the wires. Again, I stress to you, I am not a professional at this. I am just a guy who loves his RC. And I make as many cock-ups as you do. I'm as bad a driver as most people out there. You're probably better than me. But anyway, you want to race, come down to Medway RC race on a Thursday night. Race my mini! Yeah? Come here. If you want some, I'll get someone else to give it to you. See you in a bit. That's what we've done. We've put some solder onto the points there. Very messy. And then I've coated the ends of each of these wires with some solder. Now, all I need to do is work out which one is C, B, and A. So I'm going to start with that, shall we? And I'm going to do this with that direction. So it should just be a matter of making sure there's a good connection on there. So that's C. The middle one's going to be B. Says it on the ESC. We've got a nice bit of solder on the end here. Making sure it's got a good bit of purchase on there. And then we've got A. So I've got a nice bit of soldery stuff there. Got to tighten it up a little bit now. That's all I've done now. Now the motor wires are attached. I can't pull them off. Hopefully that means they're not going to come off while I'm racing. So that is the motor connected up to the ESC. So now all I've got to do, slide her in. So I'm going to slide her in. Oh, look at that. Like a glove. Get your first one in. So your first motor screws in. Now, you can make it easier on yourself. You could take this wheel off, which I'm going to do. So hold on a second. Right, so I've joined those up, dropped the motor in. There's 2 screws here. I'm sure if you're a racer, you know that already. So you get your positioning in there, and then you use those to do your mesh. Now what you want is to drop your pinion on. Pinion's got a 1.5 mil screw in it. Drop it on like so, line it up as much as you can. Then you want to use these 2 screws to slide your motor backwards and forwards until you get a movement like this. Look how close I can get here. See that? I've got a little bit of play. Give that little click. So that's just going to be loose enough for it not to kick out. Actually, that's a little bit loose. So, or just adjust that a tiny little bit. So using those 2 screws, the adjustment, got a little bit of play there, not too much. Nice smooth movement. Brum, 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 brum. Brushless motor. So the brushless motor is actually in there now. So let's get the wheel back on. I suppose the first thing to try is, does it actually work? Which is always a good place to start. So the wheel's back on. Right, so we're going to have to tidy up a few of these cables, drop our battery in. So straight away, I've got the little race tap over here. Drop that in. Watch everything go bang. Well, so that's in. Turn the controller on. I use a Brushless GT7 Plus. This is a newer model. It's much faster than the old model. Turn out. We're on. Cog in where it's not been calibrated. Like that was the classic schoolboy error there. Because I'm all used to it, I just put the Mini in. I didn't attach the sensor wire. So I've had to take it back out again to attach the sensor wire. So I'm going to repeat all that process, come back to you. Right, so the motor's in. You see, tied the wires. Now you've got your sensor cable down there. Do not connect the sensor cables or cable ties to these. They can actually disrupt the signal to the sensor. So try not to actually attach them to any other wires. Right, one problem I had got, is very fast, look. That is going backwards, which is what I need to go forwards. That is going forwards if I don't want to go backwards. Now what I need to do with that is get the Hobbywing XR10 program card, which I haven't got on me, and change the direction of the motor. That is pretty normal when you're putting together. If that happens, you just need to change the direction of the motor. Do not change the wires around. You may well damage the motor. Anyway, that motor's in. Very, very fast by the sound of it. Can't wait for get down onto the track, which hopefully will be tonight. And hopefully someone's got the program card down so I can change it, otherwise it's a short line. Anyway, thank you for watching this. I'm going to get down to the track now, get some footage of it going around, which I'll put on this video. You can watch it. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Okay? So anyway, I rushed home from work last night, went straight through the door, called up to my son Josh and said, Josh, quick, give me the XR10 program card. I need to program my motor so that I could go racing. And then came that moment in every father's life when my son said, well, you dick. I went, oh, why was that? He went, well, I think you just put the motor the other way around. And of course, he's 100% right. And it was a bit of a dick, Lou. Because with the Kamtec motor, or the stock minis, you can mount the motor either way. Now, technically, you should put the motor in the way it was designed to rotate. So, obviously, that's what I did. There's no need to use the program card for that, just for program card. So, I literally took the motor out, turned it round, and we have a motor going the right way. And I didn't feel stupid at all, did I, in front of my children? Luckily, he's not a real child, he's a man. He's been stupid in front of me loads of times, so I don't care. Right, anyway, so there we have car. Now, the next step to do is obviously to calibrate the ESC. Now, I've already done this, but I'm going to do it again for your benefit. Okay? So on your ESC, on the power switch, you've got a little button. See that little button there? So what we're going to do, we're going to turn it on, holding down that button, and it should start to beep. You might be able to see the light blinking. You can hear the little beep. Right. So we leave our controller in neutral position. We press that button. We get one beep. Okay. We then put that to full throttle. We get 2 beeps. And we put that to full reverse. We get 3 beeps. That is now calibrated. So if we now turn that off, that will accept it. Turn it back on again. Fast. I did take this down to my RC last night. As you can see, there is carpet all over it. It was great. I'm still not a good driver, but I had a good lot of fun. I was a lot more competitive than I've ever been before. And I'm playing with Tow Station down there, a couple of wheels in the moment, and I really enjoyed my evening's racing. So there's some footage of that coming up in a second. But I must admit, the step up to the core RC 25.5 turn motor is a big step up, a lot faster, a lot more responsive. You can see it straight away. Anyway, watch the videos.
One little light. The top drivers are Jasper,
Straight away, as soon as I got my hands on it, you could tell that the car was a lot faster. But one of the things that really did shock me was how responsive it was to trigger control. As you can see, the cornering's pretty sharp. Even with my driving, it's pretty sharp. I like the linear flow. I had more control in the corners because you could actually put your throttle down in the corner and step out. When I had the brushed motor in there, you would hit the throttle, maybe spin out if you went a bit too early on the corner. So yeah, it's great. And overall speed, you can see I'm having a little tussle with one of my nemesises, Mr. Simon Sutton. How are you doing out there, Simon? We're like a bit of a race together. And I'm being chased down by the carrot driven by Harry Steptoe. I say chased down, he's lapped about 3 times already at this point. Anyway, watch the rest of this, see what you think. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, subscribe.